call me crazy. Am I the only one who felt like it didn't feel like a finale? Want to be in on this? I'll go this way. There you are. No. Yeah. Now you're in it. Oh, no, I'm not in it. All right, so there you have it. That was the season finale of season 2.
You know what to say? Is that the last apple?
I really liked the episode. It gave us all the answers that we needed. It left us with a few questions of asking what's to happen next. I would be very, very surprised if they did not have a season 3. Don't know when they would necessarily announce it, considering today was literally the finale drop. But I would be shocked. I would be shocked if they didn't. Dobby. You're shaking the camera. This is serious convo.
What can I say? I was born to rage.
I feel like I don't know. All right, let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start.
When you read, you begin with A, B, C.
We have the answer to our Howie debacle, and I knew it. I honestly didn't think it was going to be that blasé. Like, I was just starstruck. That was a little cheesy. This is what the promos do, especially. They give you these little snippets that make you go bonkers over theories. And then you end up seeing that it's nothing. How many times, like with the chocolates, oh my God, Ricky gave her the chocolates. It was her mom. It ends up being her mom gave her the chocolates. It was nothing. So it's very easy to go crazy with theories. And I am a theories person. I'm like, this happened for this reason and this way and this time. And I love things like that. But I just felt in my heart, I was like, they already had a story arc with Howie disrespecting, if you will, Courtney and betraying her. And he's worked so hard, so hard to get back into her good graces that I don't see him doing something like that. And it would be like a repeat of such a terrible, awful thing that we had gone through. And so if he had done that, I don't think we would have been able to come back for it. And I think that they wanted to have a future with Courtney and Howie. I did, at least. So I'm happy that he didn't do anything mean. I'm happy that he didn't have any part in taking the harness. I mean, who's to say, though? Maybe he still did. I really don't think he did.
Guess again, rock star.
But maybe he still did because we didn't get confirmation from Lily. We didn't get Lily saying, hey, I did this. And we didn't get anybody saying, hey, we saw Lily did that. So maybe Lily still did do it and maybe Howie did have a part in it, but I really feel like he didn't. And so, yeah, we get a good happy ending between Courtney and Howie. They walk away arm in arm with Mom behind them, smiling, pretend she's not here. I love her. That is her actual mom, by the way. I found that out in the comments section from somebody. That's her actual mom. I thought that was so cute. We didn't get anything from Seb and Carlos. However, there was a lot of mentioning of Carlos in the last episode with his being mute and not saying anything, and his Be Our Guest. He was fantastic in Be Our Guest. So I think that's why they didn't really give us much, aside from them running into Miss Jenn having her moment on stage. Ricky gets confronted by Lily, and Lily tells him that she likes him. She likes his brown eyes and his big round hair, and everybody deserves second chances. Therefore, he calls her at the very end, and I'm just like, oh, God. Because I was kind of here for it in the last episode. And then I found out that she stole the harness, and now I hate her again. She's a very untrustworthy, sneaky person. I believe that she actually does like Ricky and cares about Ricky, but the competition is still going on in her mind. She doesn't know that they dropped out of the Mankeys. So I feel like she's, as much as she does truly like him, she's still trying to use him to gain advantages in the competition and possibly sabotage them.
One last time.
Because of that, she's not trustworthy. She's a terrible person for thinking those things. There is always room for improvement. People can always change if they want to, but they have to want to. You can't change them. So I'm very interested to see what they do with Lily's character moving forward, how they incorporate her into the mix and what Ricky teaches her and what she can teach Ricky. And we had that nice little bonding moment between the two of them when she was talking about her parents' divorce and he felt connected to her. And it was a really nice moment. A moment of honesty and truth. You could see that she kind of let her guard down for a second, which was refreshing. So I've mentioned this many times before. She's my love to hate villain. I love her. I hate her. I'd love to see more of her. And then we got to see Antoine in this. We didn't see Antoine in the last one or the one before that. And it was fun to see him because he's so funny. Your play was good. Big Red, you were in it. Like, he's just ridiculous. It's so funny to watch him. It's so fun. So I hope we see him in the future. I think that we're going to. Because when we get Natalie at the end saying, buckle up, Wildcats, it's going to be a wild summer, he's there. It's like, yeah. And so I'm assuming that they're going to have him in it more. I don't think that they would have him right before the credits, pretty much alluding to the fact that they're going to have a season 3. So that's exciting. Miss Jenn getting Ricky's blessing in regards to dating his father. Something that she has made very clear that she would like to do, but wasn't because of the situation between her and Ricky, which I totally get and respect. But now, Mr. Mazzara tells her that he has a crush on her. He gets a call. Now we also find out, let's go over the call first. Mr. Mazzara gets the call, and I told you I thought he looked shocked. He looked scared, but he looked mostly shocked and surprised, and this is why. It's because he got a call from Caltech. Now, if we remember at the beginning of the season, he had mentioned a few times that he was trying to get into Caltech. I think he said something like 3.5 times.
I applied 4.5 times, never made the cut.
A half?
Point is, it was all I ever wanted, all my dad ever wanted for me too.
EJ tells his father, who is very much connected. Cash calls the head of the board or whatever, and he puts in a good word for Mr. Mazzara. And now this is sweet because it's giving someone a chance who truly deserves it. You know, like EJ was saying himself in regards to the colleges, like, I'm a hard worker. He's a very good student. He's very smart, but it's not a dream that he necessarily wants. And this is Mr. Mazzara's dream. It has been for a really long time. He is very smart, he's very dedicated, and he's very decorated in regards to what he can do and how much he knows. He would be an asset to them. So it's wonderful that EJ and his dad are able to give him this opportunity so that he could go on and help other people. And I think EJ really truly did it because of how much Mr. Mazzara helped him throughout the whole season. We have these beautiful moments of them talking to each other, confiding in each other, Mr. Mazzara giving him wonderful advice, and actually having EJ put it to good use and put it into action and have it work out for him.
You really did me a favor by helping me out with everything.
It's not a favor. It's just doing what you can.
So that moment where he says, it's just doing what you can do, you see Mr. Mazzara kind of jump back.
It's just doing what you can.
He was happier in regards to hearing that comment more so than he was hearing about how he was getting into Caltech. And I think that was so beautiful, so sweet, because at the beginning of the series, at the beginning of last season, season 1, you have this annoying character, Mr. Mazzara, who just makes fun of the drama department and just says these bonehead things, and he's rude and he's obnoxious and he doesn't care about the kids. The whole time, Miss Jenn's like, the kids, they love the music and they feel connected, and these kids get bullied and picked on, and then at the end of the day, they all come together and they sing, and it's beautiful. And she kind of teaches Mr. Mazzara like how important these kids actually are and why they're actually here as teachers. They're to teach them, they're to guide them. And so he does this in such a wonderful way for EJ, who truly needs it right now. And it pays off at the very end, because not only does he help EJ, but EJ helps him in return. And I just think that him and EJ's whole situation was one of the most awesome kind of character build-ups and progressions in the whole series, kind of overshadowed by all the bigger names and the bigger situations going on, because it was a big deal what the two of them were going through and talking about, but it wasn't the biggest, I feel, but I think it was the most special, and it was the most beautiful. I loved it.
Please don't.
I'm gonna cry.
I cannot stress to you enough how uncomfortable that would make me feel.
Big Red and Ashlyn. Oh my gosh, I started crying before she even walked out into the hallway. He made her a sign with her name in lights because he has always seen her name in lights. Don't say another word. How freaking thoughtful of him. He is so sweet. That is so amazing. And I love how they kind of made her like a little disappointed walking out, like, oh, like I wanted my boyfriend here for support. And it's just, oh, it was so beautiful, that sign. It was so cute. And Ashlyn did so good. She was so amazing. She really, really deserved it. So I loved that little moment between the two of them. I feel like they should have incorporated Howie into that somehow. Like, they definitely, I mentioned in my reaction how like I'm really bad at making eye contact in person sometimes, and I just feel like they tricked us on purpose. Like they definitely did. They tricked us on purpose. But I feel like they should have put a reason behind it, not just been like, oh, he was just looking around. Because even when I do it, I swoop around or I swoop back and like he was like it was, but I mean, everybody's different. Maybe that's the way he reacts, you know? I feel like they should have made a reason for it. I feel like they should have made a reason for it, a bigger reason. And I think that reason could have easily been he was helping Big Red. He works with Big Red at Slices, so it's not even like it would be weird for them to be hanging out or like be helping each other. He's known Howie the longest out of everybody, even Courtney. So I just think it would have been easier if they did that, but it's fine. And it was fun. It's funny because it's something I can relate to. Like, I do that all the time. I do that all the time where I just, like, look around. And so, I mean, it just, yeah, moving on. So we did Ashlyn and Big Red. Let's do Ricky and Nini. Ricky and Nini have this really cute moment where they read each other's cards and they basically say the same thing aside from maybe a few words being changed around. And I think that's really cute. And I think it's also important that Nini says, Ricky says, we're literally on the same page, which is cute. And she says, for the moment, because you can have these special, intimate connections and these little moments with people, but they're only moments sometimes. They're not where you're meant to be fully all the time. And I think it's important that they both understood that. And I feel like when Nini is walking away and Ricky kind of looks at her in this like thinking kind of way, I feel like a lot of people, because this is what I for a split second was like, is he considering following her? Because he looked like he wanted to follow her and he looked like he wanted to grab her and kiss her. And it was not that at all. It was him, I think, finally realizing that I love this girl. She is so important to me. And I always have loved her, and she always has been important to me. But now it's a different kind of love, and it's the same importance, which is kind of hard for you to separate the two. It's like, this person is so special to me, they're the most important thing ever, and I'm in love with them. He's not in love with her anymore. I think he just figured out now that he has a lot of love for her, and her importance level doesn't have to change because he's not in love with her. I think that was his realization moment, because then we had the whole song Second Chances, which was really nice. I liked it. It really defined each one of their characters. Gina, I'm safer when I'm on the run. And so it was really interesting to hear the different parts of that song and have it come right after that moment, which led us into him seeing Lily and then him calling Lily later on. It was really nice what they did with Ricky and Nini's characters. Gina tells Nini, hey, I think I could help you out with your music. Your Rose song was amazing. It would have totally changed the how the play went, and for the better. And hey, here's my brother's number. So it's interesting that she had never thought of this before, but at the same time, she doesn't have that close of a relationship with her brother. She hasn't seen him in years, she said. It's nice that that kind of popped up and that she's able to help Nini in that way, especially because Nini kind of helped her in the beginning of the episode with talking to her in regards to why she's crying and how amazing she is. And I think it's really cool that the beginning of the series, we have these two women that are rivaling against each other, and then by the end of the second season, they're helping each other make these huge life decisions that are going to impact their careers in the rest of their lives. So it was really nice to see that. I'm so happy that they could have Gina do that for her. I think it was really important that they showed how meaningful that friendship actually is and the payoff from it, because you don't really ever need a payoff of a friendship. It's friendship. The friendship is enough. But because they worked so hard at working at and having this friendship develop into what it was, it opened so many opportunities for the both of them. So that's really cute. I liked that a lot. You know what I'm saving for last, right? You see that I'm like skirting around it. I'm trying to think, like, I covered everything, right? We covered Seven Carlos. We covered Big Red and Ashlyn. We covered Ricky and Nini. We covered Lily and Antoine. We covered well, we didn't really cover Miss Jenn. We covered Mazzy. So Mazzy
Poppin'.
tells Miss Jenn that he gets the job at Caltech. And she says, oh, you're going to leave these kids. And he says, well, not if you don't want me to, because I like you. And I was so excited for him to finally tell her. And you can see, it was pretty much the response and the reaction that I thought we were going to get. She looked very surprised and excited, and then realized that Ricky gave her his blessing and kind of was like, uh-oh, what do I do? And so I knew that this was going to happen. I knew the second Ricky was giving her his blessing, I was like, oh no, because she really likes Mike. I've made this very clear before. I am Team Mazzy. By the way, I'm fidgety and playing with my clip, if you notice that, because I've put my hands up and there's just a clip sticking to me. I am Team Mazzy, 100%. I've made that very, very clear multiple times. I love Mazzy and her. I think they are so cute together. I think they nerd out together. I think it's sweet, and I think they help each other in really beautiful ways. With that said, I do like seeing her and Mike together. It's weird to say that. It's weird because normally you're so one-sided with something. I feel like I was like this in Never Have I Ever also with Team Paxton and Team Ben. I'm like, I'm Team Ben, but I really like Paxton. And so it's weird because aside from Never Have I Ever, I've never really had a fandom where I've been so kind of split. But like if I had to choose, I would definitely say Mazzy. But seeing the moments that her and Mike share of how like happy they make each other is really, really sweet and cute. So it's hard to say no, I don't want to see that ever again. So I'm interested to see how they deal with this moving forward, because it's not like he has all the time in the world to make that decision. If he wants to go, he's got to go. His relationship with her also shouldn't stop him from going. So, yeah, I'm interested to see how they play that moving forward. I don't think she's going to choose either of them. I think she's going to realize that after her little freak out, of like yelling at everybody, she's like, I told you to jump off something. Hi, Ricky, I'm sorry. I think she's going to realize, like, I need to take a step back and breathe and relax and kind of just, take things as they come and see what happens. Just kind of go with the flow and see what happens and see what I feel. I think maybe she'll have more moments with Mazzy and realize that maybe she should go in that direction, or it won't even be a thing. It'll just be she needs to take some time for herself, which I think is always important. So I wouldn't be upset with that decision. Can I stop avoiding it now? Yeah, I think I can. Portwell. The best for last. I thought the way it was going to go down was pretty much how it went down up until Ashlyn. Now it makes sense as to why they planned to do it on the night of the pizza party, of the after party, because I'm like, in the last episode, I'm like, why would they do that? Like, why would they make it the same night as the after party. Like, obviously, you should go to the after party. Why would you have your date? That is just silly. It made no sense. And now it makes sense. They incorporated that happening on the night of the after party because that got her to the after party. That got EJ to the after party. EJ talked to Ashlyn, told her the truth and confide in her what he was told because it's his cousin and he knows he can trust her and he loves her. And so she it was interesting how they did it too. It wasn't just like, hey Gina, like EJ said this. Ashlyn kind of just nonchalantly is like, I'm sorry. Like, oh, I didn't realize that you saw him like a brother. And she, what? And just kind of pops up like, that's what it was. This look of relief and just like, oh, like I knew it. I knew it in my heart that he meant this and that he felt this way. I knew it. I could feel it too. But that's why it shocked her so much to hear that it was the opposite. So once that she has that kind of revelation, she's so happy. She goes out and she chases her man. She says, EJ, wrong intel. And then I just love the little bubbly smile she has of like, can I kiss you? Not even saying like, I like you. Or like, do you like me? We like each other. It's like, I know we do. We clearly do. Because like Nini said, they have this fire about them, this charisma, this energy that just beams out of them when they're with each other. It's so beautiful to watch them in scenes. And so I think it was really cute that she's just like, can I kiss you? And they kind of have this double pan of like her running, him running, her running, him running. And I knew as the second they started doing that, I was like, they're not going to show us the freaking kiss. They're not going to show us the freaking kiss. But that's okay. That's fine. That's fine. Leave us wanting more. Leave us wanting more. It's fine. At least we got the confirmation of them both knowing and understanding where each other are and that they're on the same page. Not literally, but it's okay. I loved that they ended it with that. And then the very, very ending of Nat, like, buckle up, Wildcats. I love her little sassy moments. The last one where if you do not spend at least $20 on concessions, you do not love art. She's just a great addition. So I'm glad that they ended it with her. And again, I feel like that comment is alluding to a season 3. And because she said this summer is going to be wild, I'm thinking that maybe they might try to do like a High School Musical 2 thing. Because they kind of messed with it in the beginning of the season where they're like, we're going to do High School Musical 2, and then they didn't. So because it's summer themed and summer based, High School Musical 2 is summer themed and summer based, I think they might go in that direction. With all of that said, I will leave you with, do you think they won? Miss Jenn has the results of the Mankeys. She says 25% of the score is still determined by the performance that they do at the Mankeys, but 75% of the score is in. They pretty much know what the deal is and who may win. And they decide to not look at the results. They are dropping out of the competition. Even though they spent all this time and all this work and all this preparation, they feel like it still wasn't for nothing because they still performed at their school. And that's the whole thing that's the whole point of why they performed to begin with, is to put on a show for the people at their school, for the people at East High, and have a good time doing it and put their heart and soul into it and just work hard at it. So they realized that they don't want to go through with it. They don't want to continue it. And to be honest with you, if you think back, it was all Miss Jenn's idea.
Not following.
It's Yale and Mencken Awards for Excellence in High School Musical Theater, Miss Jenn.
Oh, of course.
They never brought up the Mankeys. They never had the urge to do the Mankeys. Miss Jenn wanted to do the Mankeys because of Zach.
I'm sorry, have we met?
She gets so wrapped up in it and she starts treating them poorly. She wasn't even going to go to the after party because she wanted to study the tape, but we had 2 weeks until the Mankeys. And so they all realized that that's not what's important to them. But I think what's sad is that they also all feel like they didn't win. And I think they won. That's my guess. I think that they actually won. I think that they kept showing the judge and how much fun he was having, how many smiles he was giving, and how much he was clapping. Like at the end, he was like all giddy and like smiling and clapping. And when they were throwing the sugar cubes at him, he was having such a fun time. The idea that Miss Jenn had with the spotlight, as if he was in the animation when they put the spotlight on Belle, I thought that was so cute because they put the spotlight on him and Ashlyn's kind of like, like on purpose, like, hey, that's supposed to be on me, but be our guest. The judge it's I thought that was such a cute idea, even though Miss Jenn executed it like a psychopath, but or presented it like a psychopath. I think he had a lot of fun. And it's like I was saying in the reaction with, I love Sharpay and Ryan. Seeing them perform is so great. But they're Broadway stars. They're perfect. They're clean cut. And they execute everything in perfect cuts. And there's a difference between performing and performing. It's just like their heart is in it, their soul is in it. They have so much fun on stage. When I was watching them perform Be Our Guest, I was just like smiling, seeing all of them smile at each other and then having them get up in a line and dance together, and they just looked so happy. They looked like they were having so much fun. They're not performing a play. They're having fun and hanging out. And I think that the Mankeys judge is going to see that. That's the difference. You can have all the flashy lights and the flashy costumes and throw as much money at something as you want, but if your heart and soul isn't in it, it's not going to be as special. So I truly believe that they won. Courtney took the envelope. Either Courtney didn't destroy it and Howie's gonna find it and be like, oh my gosh, you guys won. Or Courtney's gonna destroy it and then someone's gonna contact Miss Jenn. Final thought, I think Miss Jenn is gonna call the Mankeys and be like, we're dropping out. Sorry, we're done. And then whoever she calls is gonna say, well, that's a shame because you had a great score. And she's gonna be like, what? I really think that's what's going to happen. I think the person's going to be like, you guys scored like perfectly. There's no way that you can lose with just the 25% to be scored with left. And then she's going to be like, oh my gosh, we actually did win. Whether or not that throws them back into the competition or not, I don't think it will. I think just having the satisfaction of knowing that they scored so well and pretty much won is going to be enough for them. And then North High can go on and win. And she could just be like, yeah, you won, sure, but we would have, and it doesn't matter because we know who the true winner is, kind of thing. So I am so surprised out of like everything that we didn't see Zachy Roy. I thought we were going to at least see him in one clip or one scene of something, but I guess it also wouldn't have been appropriately placed because they were at the school, they had just finished the play, and then they all went right to Slices. And I get that these are they're not even half an hour episodes. I think this one was 29 minutes. Yeah, 29 minutes and 4 seconds. And they started the credits. They always start the credits. The Disney shows have like so many credits. So 25 minutes and 36 seconds. So 4 minutes of it, and then they had some of the bloopers. So it was under like it was like a 23-minute episode, and they can only do so much in that amount of time. So I think that it would have been oddly placed if they did have Zachy Roy, but I'm just surprised that we haven't seen him since last time we saw him. Overall, I loved the episode. I thought it was really good. We got questions answered. We have new questions that need to be answered. They're definitely alluding to a season 3, so that makes me happy. But call me crazy, am I the only one who felt like it didn't feel like a finale?
This is kind of the best.
Oh, honey.
I felt like we've never had it to be continued before. Jacob Harring, if you don't know who he is, I'm sure you do. But this is just ridiculous. I don't even know why I said that. Jacob Harring has like the best High School Musical, the musical series reactions, and he had Dara on his last episode, and she said, we've never ever had a to be continued. I feel like what they should have done is they typically, well, in the first season we had 10 episodes. They gave us 2 extra episodes this season, which was really cool. However, this episode was so short that I feel like what they could have done was just made one extra episode, like you get a bonus episode and it's an extra long episode. So they could have merged the last episode and this season finale episode into one, and it would have been like a 45-minute episode, and I think it would have felt better to me. It would have smoothed over better, especially because all of the theories that everyone was talking about Howie being the lookout and, Lily being exposed and Nini and Ricky, the show is called Second Chances, and are Portwell gonna blow up and what's Big Red up to? And obviously that's the point of all these theories, is you're theorizing, but they all ended up being like, no big deal. And so, because it was no big deal, I think it would have felt better if the last episode and this episode were merged into just one big episode. And so, for people who are binge watching it, who are not watching it weekly by weekly, I feel like they might have a different opinion as to it feeling like a season finale. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just me, but let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think it would have been better for them to merge the two? Or did you love this episode? Did you think it really felt like a season finale? I love it and respect it in regards to, I love when shows give you answers to questions that you really want answers to and subtly leave you with new questions. I hate when it's too big of a cliffhanger, like too much of a cliffhanger, especially when it's something that they might not do anything with. So we have our big cliffhangers, big enough to where there's going to be some kind of a decision or impact from those decisions. We have, the Mr. Mazzara making his choice, Miss Jenn making her choice, Nini calling Gina's brother, and so we have and then we have to see the Portwell kiss. Like, we have all these great moments that we look forward to and things that we can theorize about that won't necessarily drive us crazy. And I like that. I really, really like that. So I do like how they ended it. I thought it was a wonderful episode. I thought it was a wonderful finale, but now I'm sad. Now I'm sad, but this came at the perfect time because, like I said at the beginning, I'm going camping with Robbie tomorrow. We're going to be gone for a week, and wish me luck. So I won't we're traveling back on Friday. And so this was perfect timing that the finale was today because I won't miss another episode. And then when I get back, Riverdale starts that Wednesday. Riverdale starts again, the mid-season. So I'm super excited to jump into Riverdale. This is our last High School Musical, the Musical Series Season 2 video, and I'm sad. As I always say for my finales and my season enders, it's bittersweet. I'm happy to see it, but I'm sad that it's gone. If any of you can find a bloopers video that wasn't the one that was in this episode, that would be awesome, and I'd love to react to that. So, but that's it. It's a tale as old as time. Oh, that makes me sad. I just realized I never got my Courtney song. I have to look that song up because I think that, like, my happiest moment from this whole season is Portwell getting together. My saddest moment is what they did with Courtney's singing of Tale as Old as Time, because she has such a beautiful voice, and I feel like it should have been showcased better than they did. They kind of did this, like, techno-y weird spin to the song, and I feel like her voice wasn't appropriate for what they did, and I honestly don't think it was appropriate for the song at all, and I think that might just be me being nostalgic and being like, you changed my song, but I was so excited for Courtney to sing that, and I thought we were going to kind of see this moment of, I wasn't upset that we didn't see the transformation. I was like, oh, I wanted to see it, but I wasn't like, I didn't care that we didn't see their transformation. However, it would have been really nice to see the two of them do the ballroom dance scene and have Courtney sing to it, even if it wasn't the whole thing. I mean, come on, like, it's an iconic scene, so I'm surprised that we didn't see that. Maybe that will be saved for next year, and they actually will perform at the Mankeys, and that's what they'll do. But I think that, and I'm not even that disappointed, but if I had to choose something that I'm disappointed about, it would be not having the ballroom scene and hearing Courtney sing Tale as Old as Time again in the classic way, but it's okay. So that's it. I'm going to shut up now because it's been an hour and 22 minutes. Everyone throw a like over it, dislike if you do or do not like what you see, but comment down below. Let me know why. Subscribe if you have not yet. We do fun things here. Ring-a-ling-a-ling the bell to be notified when I upload new videos. And don't forget to check the link down in the description for my Patreon. I'm not sure if I mentioned at the beginning of this, I also started a Twitter for myself, Jay, and Ray. So if you want to follow us here, it's at star_chef_productions. Go follow us on Instagram. I'm going to try to do at least one post a day on there. It has all of the stuff that Jay and I do on YouTube, in addition to the stuff that Ray does in regards to our thumbnails and the designs and stuff like that. So go check it out. But that's it. I love all of you. Thank you so much for watching the videos. Thank you so much for watching the promos. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing and commenting. I've had such a fun time reacting to this show. And now I'm going to try to finish the reactions to my season 1, because I think I only got up to 4 or 5 episodes on YouTube. The full first season, full second season, and the full third movie is on my Patreon though. So go check it out. But until season 3, so long everyone. Try and make someone smile today. You never know when you might need it next. Bye, Wildcats.